Hi, buddy. Russ and my Hammers 11. Hope you're all safe. Well, let me take my glasses off because I can. That's better. I'm not in a West Ham top today. Um, Part of the reason is I was obviously we're entering lockdown now. In the UK, in England particularly, and I really wanted to um, just spend some time and just have a bit of an open forum, basically. So, obviously, we're going to be doing these every lunchtime, or as many as we can at lunchtimes. But I just thought for half an hour, 40 minutes, we'll have a bit of an open discussion. People can come on and chat and have a lunchtime and have a lunch break because that's really important from my own personal experience. I mean, I've only been in the office 2 or 3 times, I think, since February, and it's really important to have. It's just really important to have some structure to your day and some structure to your to the way sort of you're handling your day. So, good evening, Andy. Good afternoon, Andrew. Hope you're well. And so that's what we're going to be doing. So, a couple of times a week, Monday to Friday, is jumping on for half an hour, 40 minutes, and just having a chat. Really, not necessarily all about West Ham, but just improving make sure we're all well and healthy, and our mental well-being is healthy as well. Because it's important to take a lunch break. It's important to take some time to yourself, particularly in these. Hello, Foss. There we go. Particularly, hi, Russ. Hi, Russ. Oh, yeah, so we're all here. It's lovely community. We're coming in, but it's important to have some time to yourself. It's important, particularly now if you're working from home, to make sure you start work at the right time, you finish work at the right time, so you've got that time to yourself, and have a lunch break. It's really tricky now, particularly in lockdown, that you don't. So at least this time, this 12 o'clock ish, or 12, and I get on for half an hour. It means we can have a lunch break together and we can just enjoy some time together and have a bit of a giggle. And as I said, it's not all about West Ham. We'll talk about anything. We'll talk about football. We'll talk about in general. We'll talk about cinema. Any goods, any good box sets you've seen, because we might need them in a few this week, these new 4 weeks, and also things like any tips and tricks. We're going to have a bit of a giggle during this lockdown as well. For those of you who are on now, we're going to be having another live stream actually at 9 o'clock tonight. We're Steve Potts Appreciation Night. Basically, we're going to be having myself, Martin Godliman, and we're having Sam Delaney. So Martin's the voice of the stadium, London Stadium, formerly of the parish of Upton Park, and Sam Delaney as well. So we're going to be talking about Steve Potts. So make sure you jump online that, because it's going to be really cool, and share all your memories of Steve. We've got some interesting ones of his childhood as well, which should be quite fun. So make sure you jump on for that. But that's what we're going to do with this sort of these lockdown series during lunchtime, is just have a bit of an open forum, a bit of a chat, and if anyone wants to make any comments, anyone wants to jump on and chat about anything, they're more than welcome to. We're in strange times at the moment, and so we all need to stand together and make sure we're all mentally well as physically well as well. So it's really important. As I said, we're going to do some interesting things. I've got some ideas. Going to do some baking. We'll do some baking, show you, how to impress the ladies with a scone here or a pizza there. We'll do some of that, because that's something which I've taken up, particularly after the first lockdown. So that should be fun. And I just think it's a good place for us to all have a chat and to see what's going on with everyone's lives, because that's really important this time at the moment. So we're not going to go on for too long today, but I just wanted to sort of mention the fact that we're going to be doing these things maybe not every lunchtime, but as many lunchtimes as possible, just for 20 minutes, half an hour, just so we can all have a chat and an open forum. Right, so Andy's talking about the game on Saturday. So obviously we've got a massive game on Saturday. Our season starts here really on Saturday. What's the score on Saturday? What are they thinking, people? We'll probably talk about this tonight. For me, I think we're going to definitely win, without a shadow of a doubt. I think it's going to be, I hope it's pretty comprehensive. And I think it's going to be a really interesting game, I think, actually. It's a shame because obviously, Scott coming back, Mr. Parker coming back to London Stadium with no fans, or not with 60,000. I'll be there, but not with 60,000. It's quite a shame, because I think he deserves an accolade. Three-time Ham of the Year in succession. You can't fault the man for that. So I think it's going to be. I'm going to go for a shutout. I'm going to say it's 3-0, 3-0 on Saturday, I think. And I'd like to see the boy Ben Rama come on. I think he's he'll just cheer us all up a little bit, because we all need a bit of cheering up at the moment, don't we? It's all a bit doom and gloom, not just in the UK, but obviously everywhere, it seems, in the States and everything like that. We're not going to talk anything politics on these lunchtime lockdowns, but we're going to be doing everything else, because I'm not really clued up too much in politics, to be honest, although I did do a politics degree at university. But it was only because it was 3 hours worth of studying a week. So that weren't too bad. So I didn't realize it was at the time, but hey, it was all good stuff. As I said, we've got so we've got the Steve Potts thing tonight, which is going to be good. Okay, cool. So I'll just get my text message come through. What's everybody else think the score's going to be on Saturday? It'd be good to get some comments. Obviously, come and phone Andy. You know, Andy asked a question. It'd be good to get his thoughts. And as I said, if anyone wants to join on, come on, you know, as a guest, you know, or just have a chat about stuff. And as I said, not just football. We can talk about good box sets. That's really important at the moment. Good box sets. Andy thinks it's going to be 4-0. Oh, that'd be good. That would cheer us all up no end. Haller will score Bowen, and don't know who else. I don't know who is, but but no, 4-0. I'll take that 4-0. Also, don't forget, it is a pay-per-view game, and obviously I am, and obviously I'm a massive supporter, and we do a lot of raising of money for the Iron Supporting Food Bank. So rather than spending that $14.99, let's donate it to the Iron Supporting Food Banks group. Just Giving. He's got to find his banner. I'll get this all ready for tonight. I'm not really I'm not really up for it today. justgiving.com/crowdfunding/supporting Iron Supporting Food Banks. That 15 quid, or even if you don't want to give the 15 quid, 10 quid or whatever, that'll be really, really good. We've got some other comments. We have got Lee's comment is, let's take off this one, really positive about Fulham. 3-1. We'll take 3-1. I'll take anything. I just think we need to do we need to win, don't we? We need to get something, because otherwise the last 7 games would be 7 or 8 games, I've lost count now, would be actually pointless, you know. And we've got ourselves in a really good position, particularly at the beginning of the season when the season list came out. Everyone said, "Oh well, we're not going to get any points down Fulham." The boys were always going to get points against some of the top teams. That's what they always do. But it's the next 3 games that are critical. Ideally, looking for 9 points, surely, out of. I mean, even Villa are a bit of a dip now, and Sheffield United, well, Fulham did win at the weekend, didn't they? So, but they do have, and Kamara's out, isn't he? He was sent off. The big winger guy, so that's quite good. H Pork, nice to see you, mate. Welcome to the chat. West Ham 2-1 late winner. We do make things tough on ourselves. That's why. And what I'm thinking we should do is, unlike the Liverpool game and unlike the other games that we've been playing recently, where we've been sort of hanging off and playing on the counter attack, we can't do that against Fulham. We can't do that against Sheffield United. We can't do that against Villa. Really, we have to be on the front foot. So keep that same form. I'm pretty sure we're going to be keeping that same formation. I still think Haller's going to score a few, bit like Andy. I think Haller's going to score a couple. Let's go out and let's have a go them straight away. Try and get that quick goal, and then we can sit back, let them come to us, and just hit on the counter attack. Bosh. Bit like we did against Wolves. We didn't have a lot of possession against the Wolves when we obviously destroyed them 4-0. So yeah, as Foe is less lucky. So 1-1 doesn't adjust to have Haller the new scapegoat, formerly Anders. Well, I mean, I think it's a round peg, square hole, square peg, round hole type thing with Sebastian Haller. I still think against the right team, I think Fulham, he'll be scoring. He could easily be scoring a couple of goals on Saturday. You throw him against the league champions, and it's unsurprising that. But I mean, you look at his work rate. He wins all the the what's it called, high balls in the air. He's top of them. So. Who knows? But I just think there's loads of possibilities there, and I just think the way the formation set up, it's almost like you've got. I'm going back to cake building and baking again. Baking, that's what it's called, not cake building, baking. And you have the sort of you have your sponge cake, and you can add on different toppings, and that's what we can do now. We can adjust the flavorings on it, so we can have Haller and maybe Ben Rama playing, and it's a whole different dynamic to Antonio and Fornals, for example. But we'll see what happens. We don't know, and that's the good thing. Jim's not very typical West Ham. May take it for granted and get beat. Quite possibly, Jim, and that's why we're West Ham fans, because it could happen, and we know it could happen. For many, many years, it's happened, and in the same way, I think West Ham is. anything's possible with us, and that's why we have to watch the games. And so, but obviously, everyone's saying don't pay the pay-per-view, and sign up to go to one of the chats, Hammers Chat or Orange United or West Ham Fan TV, and live it through the presenters. It's always good fun, and I'll be popping on because I'll be at the ground obviously, and I like popping on just to piss everyone off, because even if they're watching on a dodgy feed, they'll be even more a couple of minutes behind everyone else. So I'll be on just to annoy everyone, and I'll just say goal and just don't say who for, and just wait 2 minutes until it comes up, because I like Charlie and Tom like me popping on because they go, oh, there's been a goal at London Stadium, but for who? And they wait 2 minutes and then they notice who it is. Right, we've got an interesting bit about hello. No, that one. Sorry, put the wrong one on. Sorry about that. We'll make sure he's not coming on again. We do. We want grafters. You're right. We want grafters, especially players that are getting so much. Yeah. I tell you right. We do want grafters, and as a team, that's what we do. Let's put him in timeouts. There we go. Now we do want a grafter, and I think we do. And I think that in terms of the way Moyes has been putting his team together, this guy really doesn't want to get going. In terms of the way Moyes has put the team together, I mean, I've coined the expression the Moyesification, and the Moyesification of players, and he's Moyesified. He Moyesified Arnie, didn't he, into a striker? He's Moyesified. That's the verb, by the way. He's Moyesified Antonio. He's Moyesified Masuaku. He's Moyesified Fornals. He's brought in people like Souček. He's brought in people like Kufal. And it is Kufal. It's not Soufal. It's Souček and Kufal. I'm pretty sure that's right. And Bowen. He's getting a team together who are going to work hard. And obviously, you sprinkle that with someone like Declan Rice. You sprinkle that in with even Cresswell. Sort of the resurgence of Cresswell playing in this sort of back left of the back three. Balbuena and Ogbonna. Diop's not getting even the side now. Do you know what I mean? So for people like that, it just needs that there's it just seems a team together which going to put it about. And as you said, Fulham's going to be the test, isn't it? Fulham's going to be the first test of this club this season. So you're right. Things like Liverpool, Arsenal, the Liverpool game, the Tottenham game, the Man City game. Man City and the Liverpool game were free hits, really, weren't they? To be honest, it's a Brucey bonus if you get something out of them. And to get a point against Man City, arguably we should have won. We should have definitely got something out of the Liverpool game. And as Andy says, that apart from as he says, it's really frustrating that no other players apart from two ever been suspended for diving. That needs to be done before the football is. I totally agree. And we had I don't know if you saw one of my Rusty Rambles the other day. We had a guy called Paco Craig, who's a defender, a professional football player. Currently looking for clubs. If anyone knows anyone, let us know. And we was talking about that and just the frustration of him being of the way all this simulation is working at the moment, because it's just ridiculous. It's ruining the game at the moment, isn't it? When we're seeing players, and this, I mean, Lanzini, he got famously suspended a few years ago doing that, and it's never going to happen in the top four. We know the top six. It's unfortunate, but no, I think it's a sad indictment at the moment, because we're talking more about, and it was 2 or 3. It wasn't just like an isolated incident, was it? It was Salah, it was Son, Kane went down a bit too easy, and Callum Wilson, and it's not great for the game, is it? We have to. It's very, very tricky for us. Right, let's go back and chat about the game a little bit. I wasn't going to talk about West Ham at all, but we just do, because that's what everyone talks about. H says still play 5 at the back this week. It's not negative. I like the formation. I agree totally. I think you play. It's not really a fight. I think you play a 5 at the back when you're playing defensive, but it's a 3 at the back, and you almost putting Masuaku and Kufal as wingers and making that 5 into midfield. So we shall see that. So no, I think it's I totally agree. And Foe is he likes Benrahma to get some solid minutes against Fulham. I totally agree. And also don't forget, obviously he's got some form with them. Obviously he played them twice in the season before. Last season in the Championship, so it's his sort of, it was his level he was playing at, and obviously he had some really bad didn't play particularly well in their playoff final, so he's got something to make up for. So that's all good. What we got here from Andy. Andy says, "Hey man, so all these things, yeah, must make football tough." It does make it tough to watch, doesn't it? Because you can't sort of you can't challenge people, and that's what you look at the. I mean, I'm watching loads of Robert Banksy stuff recently, where he's been putting all the season reviews, and some of those challenges. I mean, tonight, for example, the Steve Potts appreciation night tonight. Watch it, because there's a challenge that Steve Potts faces, and I think he breaks his nose, his jaw, and you don't get that in the game, but he went for it, and it's like nowadays, defenders are scared to seem to want to do anything. It just they seem scared to actually want to tackle anymore, and they just stand off. And that's why someone like Van Dijk, no one gets past him because he stands off. And I just think it's a real shame. We like a battle. There's nothing like a crunching tackle between two defensive midfield players, or a good old fashioned drop ball where they can just go. Now they can't even do that really. Now it's a real shame. Yeah, exactly, Lee. I mean, yeah. Can you imagine Julian in his era playing in this era? That's the trouble. Yeah, no. This, and we're gonna get this guy again. He's blocked. No, I totally agree. It's really a shame, because you look at these players now, and we obviously you talk about Julian Dix, Thomas Repka, you talk about Johnny Moncur, you talk about these type of players, and what would they be like in our era? They would, they'd be hamstrung, wouldn't they? They'd be tied, almost like they were, on a leash, because they couldn't do anything now, particularly with VAR and stuff. Because you imagine some of those challenges Julian did. I remember there was one, we had Martin Allen on the show, and he spoke about his favourite game for West Ham, which was against Wimbledon, I believe, and there was a 22-man punch up. I wonder why it was his favourite game. And just as it all died down, I think Dennis Wise, the ball kicks off, and Dennis Wise has got the ball, and Julian literally goes straight into him, kicks him 6 foot up in the air, and just walks off with his hand up, knowing that he was going to get sent off. And he would probably have a 12-match ban now, wouldn't he? So football is it's become, and again, I say it all the time on the channel, it's become so professional that you lose that. Well, obviously you lose the aggression, but also you lose the entertainment factor as well, because I just think people don't, where John Moncur used to run up and behind, the linesman when he was running up and down the touchline warming up, stuff like that is just fun. It's just fun, and you just don't get anything like that more, which is really a shame. And because you like to be entertained, particularly now we need to be entertained. We need, that's what I wouldn't mind seeing, really putting on display. Right, okay, now we're getting into the what's he said? I think Julian Times would not have become. I totally agree. He wouldn't have been the same player. He would not have been the same player, and that's what we're going to be doing with all these sort of Hammers greats, my Hammers greats, which we're going to be doing. We're going to be trying to transcend those players back into the modern game to see if we can compare them to them, stuff like that. So really interesting. Make sure you're on Lee tonight, 9:00, because there'll be loads of questions, and we'll take as many answers as we can from the people who are tuned in. Andy's put the question we're all asking: what's your favourite roast dinner? Mine is lamb and mint sauce. Andy, do you know what? I used to like you. I'm really, really sorry. I am not a fan of lamb in a roast. A lamb kebab every Friday. And any of the West Ham YouTubers who, when we have our little Friday calls, will know every time they call me, I'm literally outside Oh My Cod in Hornchurch, and we'll be having a mixed lamb and chicken shish kebab, and they'll still be open, obviously, to the takeaway. So for lockdown, which is good. That was the thing. That was the trouble. Oh, I used to hate it. There was like 2 weeks where it was shut because they didn't really know if they could open it or not. But no, lamb and mint sauce. I am not a massive fan of lamb as a roast. I'll be honest. I am more of a beef man. Beef and chicken, beef, chicken, pork, then lamb. What's your orders? Let's see who in your orders of meat. This is a good conversation going. Lee's gone with garlic and rosemary. I imagine that is with your lamb, which is fair play. Maybe we're going to do some cooking stuff as well. We're going to do like little videos. As I said, I really, really, really got into baking during the first lockdown because there was nothing to do, really. So, and obviously baking's really good because you waste 2 or 3 hours waiting for things to prove. So, you can watch a movie, come back to it. And so we're going to be doing a few bits, and it's like the cheats guide. I'm not going to wait there for absolutely hours doing stuff. I cheat a little bit, but it will hopefully, and also it makes, you can impress the ladies. When you bust out a scone, on a Sunday afternoon, 20 minutes, half an hour, bosh. You're in the kitchen where that's all right, love. Just come out. You come out with a cup of tea and a scone, bit of jam, clotted cream, or maybe a bit of Nutella instead of clotted cream. Hope those diets are going well, everyone. Then you'll be dandy. So we'll be doing some of that as well. That'd be a bit fun, and we'll also be doing some pizzas. Homemade pizzas. Oh, honestly, you'll never go Domino's ever again. My homemade pizza, honestly, even my mother-in-law, she eats it and she hates pizzas, but she loves my pizza. So we're going to do those. Maybe not live because you have to spend an hour waiting for it to prove, but we'll do it as a little video. What all this fun stuff. Why not? We got to do stuff differently. Hi Lee, hope you're well. Lee's gone hard. He's gone hard. Hard or go home. Minted lamb chops. WTF? Or yeah, WT. No. FTW, yeah, sorry, WTF, the other way around. I don't mind a lamb chop. I used to do lamb chops with the sort of stuffing over the top. That's quite nice. But it's definitely the way to go. I'm just not a fan of lamb in a roast dinner because I just think I find it a bit fatty. I'll be honest. I like beef, and I like a nice, and also whether it's a bit of steak. I love a bit of steak, but I do it special as well. Maybe I do want a bit more steaks as well. We may as well just go behind the cover. Fo's gone in with lamb doner. Yes. Although because I'm a bit of a special customer, oh my god, I get a chicken and lamb mixed shish kebab, and they put a little bit of doner in it, just a bit of under the table, something for the weekend, sir. So yes, a little bit of dirty meat, lovely stuff. Right, Andy's given us his selection for Sunday roasts. He's gone lamb, beef, pork, chicken for me. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry now, actually, to be honest. That's why I'm going to go for half an hour, because I actually need my lunch to have a lunch break. And that's the whole idea of this show, to make sure you have a lunch break. So you can step away from your computers, although you're on your computers, but step away from your work and give yourself a lunch break, or maybe go for a walk and watch this for half an hour while you're going for a walk, because that is so important nowadays to make sure you have some time to yourself, clear your head, particularly now in the winter months. It wasn't so bad in lockdown 1.0. Because we had the sun, with the summer, summer's days, and you'd finish work, and even if you went on a bit longer, you'd have some nice sunlight for until 9 o'clock, for example. Now it's dark by 3 o'clock, so it's important you do your stuff. You go for a walk during lunch times and stuff like that. So listen to this during your lunchtime, things like, just so you can have a little bit of mental wellness. It's so important. And obviously, if you want to come on and chat about anything, you want to come on and chat about your favorite roast dinner, you want to come on and chat about your I don't know, things like, as I said, your favourite box sets. That's what I think that's going to be very important. Little box set, sort of highlight reel as well, because that's great. See now, Andy, that's almost the reverse to my one. I'd say, I'd go, but like it's beef. It's got to be beef. I'm a beef man. Beef, chicken, lamb, pork, and then lamb, because they're all quite tough, like tougher meats. That's why I think, we're getting to the real crux of these. There's a presidential election going on at the moment, which we don't know what's going on. There's, in lockdown 2.0, the government's in turmoil, but we're getting the proper questions now from Andy, and I think this is a great one. So I'd like to see everyone else's, and where are we on Yorkshire puddings, guys? Are Yorkshire puddings just for beef, or can they be used for others? And same as stuffing as well. These are sort of the topical debates that no one else is picking up on apart from my Hammers 11. So make sure you tune in for most lunch chimes. Jim, unfortunately, is bringing it back to West Ham, but we did that. Where did you just put West Ham came from? Do you know? I ask myself sometimes. In terms of me, family. Both sides of my family, my mum's side, my dad's side, were massive West Ham fans. My dad lived. My dad did live. And was still, obviously, he's still alive. Luckily, he lived in the Charlton area, so he should have been a Charlton fan, really. But there's a pocket around Charlton which are all West Ham fans, and very, very close to the tunnel. And so he would go and walk under the tunnel and go to West Ham, where all the Charlton lot were coming back under the tunnel, and there'd obviously be fights there all the time and stuff. But he was always a West Ham fan. And same from mum's side. There was a story once that some sort of great, might be 4 greats, 5 greats, was a coach for the Thames Ironworks when they were an amateur side, and they sacked him when they went professional or something like that. So we've always had West Ham in the blood, and there was no alternative. There was, I'll be perfectly honest, as an exclusive to my Hammers 11, there was for a very, very short amount of time a potential that I was thinking about supporting Liverpool. This was very, very early on in my life, I may add, because they were just winning everything. As most kids do when they were young, but then that literally lasted 2 seconds, and I nicked and smacked it out of my face, smacked it out of my head, and then I was a West Ham fan for the rest of my life, and unfortunately for my daughter's life as well. And so, yeah, we'll pass that one down. Yeah, Lee became a West Ham from my granddad. Lee, if you fancy coming on to the Miami's 11 show, drop me I know we're sort of on Facebook and stuff. Drop me a DM because we'll get you on and have a chat. That'd be really, really interesting. Particularly, obviously, a scout under John Law would be really interesting. And, it'd be fantastic. Right. Foe is now talking about series. This is what we're going to be talking about. Guys, have you seen The Boys? Good watch. Do you know what? I haven't. I'll be honest. I'm really rubbish with box sets at the moment because I have to watch them on my own. If I watch with my wife and then I go and do one of these Miami's 11s about 9:00, which I do almost every night, Monday to Fridays, she will basically do 3 or 4 episodes. So I'll come back and she's when she gets into a box set, she is crazy and literally, it's crazy. She will literally go through like series and series and series, like episodes. I think she did something like the what was the one? The Game of Thrones. She did it about 2 weeks. She's mental. Once she's in something, she's like compulsive. And so I don't watch box sets that often. I'm just finishing the Truth Seekers on Amazon with Nick Frost, West Ham fan, trying to get him on the channel. And that's really, really good. I'm quite into that one because it's a bit similar to, I used to like all that Ghost Adventures and stuff like that, and it's a bit like that, but just a comedy version, but it's quite good. But I've heard about The Boys. That is on my list. It's on my watch list, but just having time now, but actually we've got time now, so it should be all right now. And so no, it's all good. Any more suggestions, pull them through. Obviously we've done Tiger King. We've done all that lot. I love a good true crime series. Do you know what I mean? Like true, murders but like on Netflix when they do The Staircase and things like that. Love all that stuff. The Finders, the crazy ones. Yeah, that's really good. Jim, well, yeah, it was his granddad. It was my granddad. Yep, Jim, can you come on as well? Honestly, just I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on this. Send me your details, and we'll get you on the show. Because particularly now we're all going to have a bit more spare time on our hands. So Lee asks about my Hammers 11. Could you get someone into you? I must. It was my first ever episode. Was me doing it. Thank you very much about the food banks. I think we're up to about $4.5 now. And actually, anyone who's in the Hornchurch area, you'll see my house from space. But honestly, on Sunday we're doing our Christmas decorations, and you'll be able to go walk past, and I've got a little QR code being designed so you can donate to Iron Supporting Food Banks if you walk past my house and like my Christmas decorations. So that'd be quite funny. My Hammers 11, yeah, I did my own. It was the first episode I want to introduce it, but again, that was like 5 months ago, and you might not have seen it. I actually got Steve Krieger to do my Hammers 11 in his Sabutio stuff, which are available on the club on his shop actually, with proceeds going to Isla for that. So it was Fabianski in goal. It was Julian. It was Rio Ferdinand. It was Ian Pearce. I loved Ian Pearce. It was Sebastian Sherrill. That was my back four. My midfield four was Dimitri Payet, was Joe Cole, was Mark Noble, and my dear friend Trevor Sinclair. And up front was Dino and Di Canio. So it was quite a boring one. It was quite standard, but it was the first one, so that's why. Yeah, but it's all fun and games. Yes, yeah, Foe, it is very funny. True Speakers is really, really good. And I mean, I like everything with Nick Frost things. I just think he's really funny. And as I said, I used to love, and I still actually sometimes watch them when they cover those Ghost Adventures with not Zac Efron. He was the one from High School Musical, but those type of things. It's quite funny, and so, but this is like it actually is generally take the mickey out of them. So I quite like it, and it's a little bit sort of mysterious as well, like little ghost things and stories and little subplots. So it's really, really good. I'd recommend anyone who's got it to check it out. And also make sure you've got on your reminders for Canning Town Lens, the football sketch show. Hilarious. He's had one episode out, and he's got another one coming out very, very soon. Really funny. And if you haven't seen everyone's second team on Amazon as well, check that out. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He's a class man. But yeah, we'll keep those suggestions coming on, guys, because I think it'd be really, really good. I appreciate Andy for donating his he's going to say he's donated his PPV for the food banks. Look, they need all the help they can get, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, even more so now, even more so since lockdown. So I think it's something like I know John put on the Iron Sporting Food Bank's Twitter feed. I think it's like £3 a day. Can feed £3 donation, feed someone for like 4 or 5 days. It's absolutely mental. Yeah, I agree, Lee. It should be Sir Canning Town Len. Obviously, we've had him on the show, and do you know what? I've actually met the man. I've met him. I've met Canning Town Len. It was some day, I tell you. It was some day. He actually came to my door. He drove up to my door in little old Hornchurch. He was there, and top guy. He helps out. He's very good. Obviously, he's doing those things at the moment. Those prints, limited edition storyboard prints, which are fantastic as well. So yeah, make sure you check them out because he is a top dude. And I just think he's brilliant. And I am actually I'm actually really a massive fan of his stuff. And obviously, check them out. And obviously, if you are already if not, get your portrait done by Len, and then you get added to his sort of roster. So when he's doing new shows and stuff and new films, you get in the background, and so you can always say, "Hey, look, there I am." Right, Foe is donating £15. I will expect so, and I want a little link to say I did it because Russ told me to, or Russ Boss told me to, and that'd be all good. And right, so as I said, we're gonna have half an hour. Andy's going back to work. He's had his half-hour lunch break. I've had my half-hour lunch break as well. You should have your half-hour lunch break. Make sure you do. Make sure you spend time to yourself, and make sure you finish work on time so you can spend the rest of the evening with your family, which is what's important at the moment. Make sure your mental health's okay. As I said, I'm here if you ever want to chat. I'm going to be popping on here every couple of days, lunchtime-ish, just to make sure you can have a break from your spreadsheets or your business calls. We've all been there. We do that. That's my life as well. So make sure you spend some time and look after yourselves, guys. As I said, we're going to do some little funny things over the lockdown sessions, we'll call it. And we'll be doing thanks, Lee. Also, be doing stuff like, as I said, we'll be doing baking. We'll be doing all that type of stuff. If anyone's got any suggestions of questions, maybe we can do a whole show on one question, maybe the roast dinner question, and just get people's opinions. Why not? Why not? You know what I mean? The world is a horrible place at the moment. Let's have a bit of fun for half an hour a day and just have a bit of a giggle, because that's all it's about. If you can't laugh, then what can you do? Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm just jumping on, totally unprepared. Wasn't expecting to talk for 32 minutes. Thought I was only to talk for 5 minutes, but kind enough, we had lots of people come on, and we had a mass debate, some may say it, in terms of roast dinners, and long may that continue. I want to find out what people's accompaniment with steak is, their choice of kebab, what salad they go with their kebab. If they go with salad, that's a bit controversial. What sauces they go for. Let's just have a bit of a community going during lockdown, and long may it continue. But anyway, guys, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Come on, your wines. Don't forget to check out our. No, I sit this way. No, I still haven't figured this out. That. Oh God. Anyway. Oh God. There. That's the one. That's the one. Untuck it. Don't have a check on their website. There's loads of cool stuff at the moment. Loads of what's it called? There's loads of like Black Friday deals and stuff. They're our channel sponsors, so make sure you show them some love. And obviously, anyone who's watching the shows and things like that, and obviously become a Patreon like Fo has, and Andy has, and Mike has, and loads of others. You can get all these promo deals and stuff as well, so make sure you do. Yes, Lee, have you got your? No, do you know what I've got? I'm getting made. I've got. I mean, the current Mrs. Budden not going to be on this anyway, listening, but I've got one made. I'm getting a present made at the moment, so for her, which is like her main present. But she's one of these really bad people who will buy something for herself. So there we go. You can wrap this up for Christmas now. And from Flo. Well, thanks. Yeah. And she says, "What do you want?" And I don't really want anything, but I'm just waiting on the last couple of presents I've got to buy. I'm just waiting for Black Friday really to see if there's any deals. If not, I just buy them. But you might as well save a bit of money by holding off. But it's important to get your presents now. Toys as well. I do a lot of work with on my market research company, and we're talking to guys. A lot of the toy manufacturers are saying, buy now. I don't know to avoid disappointment, and so make sure we can do that. Lee, actually no, Christmas doesn't start December. Anyone on my Facebook, on my Twitter, we put up our Christmas tree, our first Christmas tree yesterday, not by choice, by sort of design. A new one turned up, so we put it together. It looks very nice, and I can't remember to put it back down. But Sunday is if you've watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the Griswolds, that's like me when it comes to Christmas, and so I'm always like, that's what I try and do. As I said, it's a little distraction for your day. A little masturbate at lunchtime. I should call it that, shouldn't I? But I'll probably get demonetized from YouTube, so I won't do that. But anyway, if everyone is safe and well, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands, and we will be back possibly tomorrow. Obviously, work depending. But but it's important to make sure you get a lunch break. So that's what I'm trying to do as well. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Much love. Wash those hands. Come on, you wine.